Jezebel. Remember the spirit of Jezebel. Revelation chapter 2. I'll read it, 19 and 20. I know your works. He's talking to the church of Thyatira. I know your works in charity and service and faith, and your patience, and your works, and the last to be more than the first. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against you, because you suffer that woman Jezebel, which calls herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. So this same spirit of Jezebel, Antichrist, whatever you want to call her, the controlling spirit, desires to get into religion and into politics. If you remember, in 1 Kings chapter 19, she was the one who seduced King Ahab, her husband, so she could govern the kingdom. Now she might have, act like he was king, but she was the one running everything. Anybody know households like that? Well, my husband he's the head banana. He's the big shot, but actually the manipulating spirit behind that, the woman runs everything. Got the checkbook, got everything clamped down, and that man's going to do what she says do. I've seen it happen. I'm telling you. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Sometimes the man won't stand up and do his job. So I got to be honest. My goodness, a lot of women laughing up in here. But King Ahab, he was whooped, is what they call it. Yeah, he was bewitched, actually, because she had a demon spirit. Sometimes we do that out of the natural mind and out of our flesh. But this woman had a demon spirit of control. And she wanted complete control of the religious atmosphere of the whole kingdom and the governing politics of the kingdom. And they two came together. Type and shadow of what's going to happen here. In Revelation 17, we talked about it. They're going to come together as one in a one world religion. All these different religions and many people professing Christians are going to come right into it. And then you've got Revelation 18, a one world government. And they're going to build a one world government, and guess who's going to sit on top? That Jezebel spirit, that Antichrist spirit, and that's who's going to persecute. That's who's going to persecute the saints. That's exactly what happened with Polycarp. Polycarp was a man who was trained and taught by the Apostle John. But Rome, as he was turned over by religious zealots, by the Jews, to Rome, they both was involved in turning this man over. They burnt him. But before they burnt him, they gave him a chance to renounce Jesus Christ. This man was 86 years old. And what he said 80 and 6 years I've been serving the Lord Jesus Christ, and He's done me nothing but good. How in the world can I curse Him and renounce Him now? So they said, tie him up. We're going to burn him at the stake. And Polycarp said, you don't have to tie me. I will stand here. Now this man stood here on the pole while they were getting it all ready, dousing it with whatever flammable material they had, and lighting him up. And when they lit him up, a wind was said to come around Polycarp and kept that fire from him. So they had to stab him with the sword. And when they stabbed him with the sword, his blood came out and put the fire out. He still died, but there were some supernatural things going on. Amen. And I guarantee you those Romans up in the stands were looking down and going, my goodness, he really got God. When they seen those Christians being fed to the lions, and I'm telling you, the Christians back then, they wasn't shaking saying, we're going to draw straws, and whoever gets that long straw, that's you. No, they were trying to get the straw to go out there. They wanted to be the first one to go to the hungry lion. I haven't seen a zeal and a passion like that in us. It scares me, like I said. It convicts me. I'm like, Lord, do we have that passion? Would we want to be the first to die for you? Whoo! I don't know. You sure don't hear that kind of preaching, because that may be why we're so short-numbered. But I don't care. I want to do what the Lord tells me to do, and He tells me to preach His word. Because if they did it, if they went through it, who are we? Because we're Americans. We got life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. We got our Constitution mixed up with our Bibles. We really do. We think God's here, like I said this morning, He's here for my pleasure. Oh, thank you, bright morning star. You hear from us, we got a mixed up version. We are here for His pleasure. And it's glorious when we enter into our calling and we are called and saved and enter into pleasing the Lord Jesus, because He puts a joy inside your spirit. No matter what situation you're going through, you can walk and lose everything. Everything can be falling around you, but you got the glow of God upon you like Stephen, because He puts that inside you when you are pleasing Him. But when we want Him to please us all the time, please self all the time, it's not going to work. But that is exactly what's coming down to the pipe, and that's what's going to cause many to fall away from the faith. I'm trying to tell you, it's time to build your love. Love is what's going to hold you. Your love and passion for the Lord Jesus Christ. When you grow a passion for Him, you will not deny Him out of that love inside your heart. It won't be no strength or how many times I've read the Bible or how many times I've been on my knees. All that is good. But I'm telling you, it's the love in your heart for Jesus, that passion that's going to hold you. Because when they were in that prison, when they were having to stand for weeks, they wasn't given no Bible. They had nothing to read. Everything was stripped from them. And also, they had a priest come here that they beat almost half to death. And they had him bless sacraments of human urine and feces to do the Lord's Supper. This is what I'm telling you, people are actually possessed with demons to do these type of things, and calls the Christians in there that were tortured to do this. I'm telling you, it broke my heart. When you read stuff like this, it breaks your heart. And I had to go back over it again because I'm still convicted. And I'm asking the Lord to help me with it. Go with me to 1 Kings 18. We're going to find out what Jezebel, a little bit about her anyway. I won't keep y'all all night. Just half the night. Y'all don't mind, no deal. First Kings 18, verse 41. When you get there, say amen. The same controlling spirit. The difference in then and now, whether it be in 1 Kings, or whether it be in 1948, or whether it be in 1960, whatever, during the Vietnam War, or whenever, or even now in Islamic nations where people are being persecuted, the difference in the future is you will not be able to go underground like you did then. Many might be able to, but it's going to be tough, because now we're in the computer age. Now they have things in the healthcare plan that's called the healthcare registration device. And that healthcare registration device found on pages 1001 to 1008 is the size of a grain of rice, which comes in a syringe that goes into your right hand. This also is a radio identification chip. They can actually track you just like they track a lost or stolen car these days. It is a device that can find you anywhere. Back then they had underground combs that they made underneath the city. The early Christians did. The apostles did. They would bury their dead underneath there. They would have worship service underneath there because Rome was persecuting them. Nero was persecuting them. He was trying to kill all the Christians he could. You had